Oh, yes. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Svelte Weekend. Um, yes. Yes, I'm back. So actually I had a bit of sore throat last week and I thought it was COVID, so I test myself and it is COVID. But somehow I quarantined myself for 7 days and I think I feel better. No more sore throat, but I still tested positive right now. There's still 2 lines on the COVID test, so I'm not quite sure what's happening, and it's actually becoming more obvious than when I first tested out. Um, I guess I guess maybe because I still have a bit of like stuffy nose. Maybe like the virus are all stuck there. So every time when I test, it's 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 positive. But personally, I've never felt I do feel much better than I was a week ago. But now I'm not feeling that well, probably because I've been stuffing myself in a room for the past 7 days. So thing gets worse, I guess. But anyway, welcome back to Svelte Weekend. So here, this is a review of what we have done over the past weeks of Svelte Weekend. We built a, we are building a Google Sheet clone in Svelte, and here we have managed to able to use display grid to display a grid of cells, scrollable, and then we managed to add some ways to type in, like if you double click on the one of the cells, you can go in and type something like 1, 2, 3, and then here you can type 42, and then you can also type in formulas like no equals to F3. So that does not work here. So when you are in focus, you can't really select something like Excel sheets, but you can basically type in formulas like F4, and here these are using stores, so it's like a derived store. So here you can actually change values. For example, this is 40, then you can see the value changes in real time. Last week or last week, the last time we had Svelte Weekend, we managed to do keyboard navigation. Like we can press down and up and left, right. Control, with a control key, you can scroll all the way to the end, and you notice that it scrolls as we move our cursor because it tries to make sure that what you are looking at is in the view, right? The cell that you are, as when you are trying to move with your arrow key, right? The cell that you are looking at will try to be within the view. So that's what we have figured out. This week, as I mentioned in the tweets, or as I shared in my Twitter, I was going to focus on maybe adding some of the menu bar, right? So if you go to Google Sheet, you will notice that, let me zoom it in, zoom a bit. Oh no, you can't click zoom. Hold on. You zoom, you over here, you see that you can hover over here and basically see menu bars. So this is what we want to work on this week. So at least it looks a bit real. Right now, the top bar is a yellowish rectangle with nothing in it. So I guess let's try to make something out of that. Okay. So that's what we're gonna work on in this week. Um, hold on. Okay. So how should we start? Ah, man, haven't been writing Svelte code for a while. But let's see. So the first thing is, let's take a look at our page, right? The Svelte page. So here we have our, oops, sorry, wrong shortcut. Here we have our Svelte top bar, bottom bar. Well, it's a bit out of order. And oh yeah. Just a reminder, the order is a bit out, but it's okay because we use grid template areas over here. So they are placed in their name, uh, grid area. So the order that they display is actually top bar, sheet, and bottom bar. But anyway, let me shift it up. Top bar over here. This is our top bar, and this is why we will gonna add our menu, right? So here, I think the first thing is I'm gonna create a component called menu bar, and oops, bar svelte. I feel like I wanna make it a folder. So I'm going to create it as a menu bar index.svelte. So here I can actually have more things like say the menu. Um, I may be over optimizing or like go a few steps ahead of myself this time around. But hear me out. I'm gonna think about maybe like in terms of the menu, it's like an array of things over here, right? And then here in my menu bar, I'm actually going to import this import menu. Oops, from menu. And I am going to see, probably like look through like the menu as menu item. And then here I'm going to display my menu item, right? So here in my top bar, of course, I need to remember to import the menu bar. Script, import menu bar, from menu bar. Here, we don't have anything yet. Yep. But anyway, I managed to move it into a folder in a component called menu bar. And then in this, it's like a folder where I have a menu file module that has an array that has probably where we list out all the menus, right? So just now I mentioned that I probably go ahead a few steps of myself. It's because I guess we haven't know why we want to create a folder, right? So maybe let me explain myself. Over here, I'm just thinking that maybe in menu bar, I'm gonna have a few of the things that are just strictly just for the menu bar. And I want them to be grouped together. So I created a folder. So here in the menu bar, you have the menu, the bar itself, as well as the menu drop down, right? So here I'm gonna have the drop down.svelte. This will be the drop down itself. And then yeah, and also I've instead of like creating an array of items over here or just hard code the items within the component itself, I went ahead and make it an array because I feel that it's I could uh, in this file, I probably will have a lot of things because each menu and each sub menu and all of them have will be quite messy. So I decided to move it into a separate file instead, right? I might have just written it over here. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a spur of the moment that I think about the way I've trying to do it, right? Yeah. So anyway, with this, we can have our, let's see, we'll call a div. Um, uh, this will be, this will have to style it later on, but now you don't see anything yet, right? So the div, I feel like, let's see, how much is this height? Inspect. The height for this one is roughly what, 17 pixels tall, wait, no, 17 24 pixels, right? And then with border will be 26. So I think roughly we can give the height 24 pixels, and then maybe background white for now, I don't know, maybe like a border bottom a 1 pixel solid. maybe like somewhat grayish color, maybe 333. Let's see what we have. Okay, this is what we have. Okay, right. So of course we need some items, right? So let's try and see whether we can copy from here. No. Hold on. Maybe I can copy it this way. Hold on. Let's see. Here all the way to something's wrong with my mouse. Coming stuck. Oh, maybe this is wrong with this page. Never mind. It's okay. Let's try again. Here, I think, let me put on the side. On the menu, what we have is we're going to have a file, edit, view, insert. This is going to be boring. I'm just going to type it out one by one. Data, tools, maybe just help, and that's it. Extensions. Anyway, yeah, I've typed out everything. So this is, so here we have each of them, right? And let's see. And then over here, we have, let's see. We probably will, for each of them, we'll probably will have a drop down, right? For example, here when you click file, you have list of things over here. So we will need them as well. So here, the structure of this menu will not be just straightforward of like the list of strings. It will be some sort of structure, right? And of course, immediately the first thing you could think of as a structure will probably be like an object, because this file, I mean, you could have an array of things, but it semantically it does not make sense, right? Because it's more of like an object of something where like the title, like the main entry is menu, and then the children is something like another list of things, which is the drop down list of items, right? So here when I say when to make it an object, you just think of it as maybe like an object or an array, and we decided that object is better instead of an array, so we go for an object. So here the object will probably look something like this. So here I'm gonna name something. Maybe I'm just gonna call it name, or more accurately could be like display name. Yeah, I think name is good enough for now. And then the list of items inside probably will be its children, right? Because later on in each sub menu, you, for example, if you go to share itself has another sub drop down. So this will be shares the children for the share menu. So here I'm gonna say children, and then it will be in another array. So I'm gonna repeat this for all of them. So children. Okay, this will be our menu. Of course, now this will not work. We will have to come back, and for each of them, we will have a we'll have to display the display. So we're gonna structure the object, name, and the children. So here, this will be the name itself instead. Okay, so you have a name. Let's quickly populate some data, right? So here in our menu for file, we have something, right? We have new, open, import, and stuff, right? So maybe I'm just gonna type a few. So this is annoying. It keeps hiding every time when I try to unfocus, right? So maybe is there a way that I can force this to be always, let's see, always be there? So let's figure out where this thing is in the HTML structure, right? So if I try to click on, okay, where is, first of all, let me find the menu bar. So here, right? And if I try to click on it, the children is not here, it's somewhere else. The element is added somewhere else. Where is it? Um, yeah, never mind. Let's do this. Let's set a breakpoint in the body and say we break when we try to modify any subtree. Okay, and now as we click, no, it's not. It's not modifying any subtrees. Interesting. So it must be something that's already added, shown, or added to the tree itself. So it's not actually modifying any subtrees, right? So um, let's see. Probably. Hold on. This is Google menu. This feels like what we're looking for. Maybe let's just search for it. So say save. Is it here? Hold on. Where's my cursor again? I think my cursor is a bit small. Let me try to open it up. Make it bigger. Hold on. Hold on. I feel like I have no a bit confused about a lot of things. When I come back, I mean not I'm not I haven't been gone for long, but I just feel like all this doing live stream is I mean I just take a break off live stream for a week, but suddenly I just feel like live streams and all this are quite new and foreign to me somehow. I have no idea why. Anyway, here, okay, I just found save as Google Sheets. Okay, so I feel like probably this is the sub menu. If I go down more, probably I will find all the menu stuff, right? Probably, I'm not sure. Wait, hold on. Is it even called save as? Ah, man, this is troubling. Hold on. Play. Okay, anyway, I mean, just let me quickly type something, right? I gave up on copying from the HTML. So here, let me quickly recite new open import, right? So we have new, we have open. Holy shit. Where is my screen? Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, I thought something went wrong with my screen. I have no idea where's the recording StreamYard is. Anyway, let me see. I see a few comments, right? Menu may be a better choice for menus. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe I should use menu instead of just div, right? I think that's how it works, right? Menu instead of divs. Is there something like a menu item or just list item? Let me quickly search for it. Menu. Alternative to unordered lists, but treated as browsers. There's no difference than unordered lists. Okay, so it's more of a semantic meaning of unordered list of items. So there's no menu item element, but just use a list item. Interesting. Are you planning to implement all the functions in submenu as well? I don't know. I mean, these are like ideas for live streams. I just feel like we could. I don't know whether you're interested on watching them, but if I don't know what to work on, probably I will just implement the features one by one in each of the menu items, and that will be a longevity of this whole stream where I can have endless things to work on. Because I don't think I believe that I don't think we'll be able to finish like feature complete it within a year or so, right? We probably may be able to work out something. I mean, see what we have right now are quite visual, that it's kind of there. Once we have the menu items and some of those, I think a few more stuff that you see up front will feel like it is a Google Sheet clone. But if you want to, yeah, like that will probably be able, we probably were able to do it within maybe a few more live streams. But to make it feature complete, all the tiny details, I feel like there's so many things to work on, and that's what I'm excited about. This is just like the stream. Of course, I will, when I have times over the weekends, I will. Other times, I will probably work on other content as well, as a more actual video that I upload. But this is more for like a weekend hacking live streams, right? Anyway, I've been talking for a while and I haven't been delivering anything. So okay, let's get this done. So now I have a what? Okay, I now have a new open imports make a copy. Import make a copy. I think we are good for now. So here I'm gonna call it name. This is an object as well. So immediately you realize that there's a certain structure to it, right? And since you're in TypeScript, we can actually define the structure. Actually, we should have defined the structure and designed the structure ahead of time before even jump in and create the data itself. So the structure that I have in mind probably looks something like this, where I have type called menu. And of course, what you have seen over here is this of string, the type string. So menu, the name is the name that you see. And of course, you probably will have icons. Not all of them have icons. So I'm going to make icon maybe like a sort of a string that is optional. And some of them has a shortcut, keyboard shortcut. Again, they are optional. And also we have children, right? So here you have children. So children itself is again a type of menu, array of menus, and this is optional as well. And one important thing that you don't see over here is the action itself. What happens when you click on it, and the action, I'm going to call it action, will be a, what's that again? Optional. Let me think. It actually is not optional, right? It really depends. So okay. I think there's two different types, right? So here we have another type called menu item. The menu item itself again has like it's the same thing, has name, icon, this few things, and then menu item has action, but menu item has no children. So action is menu action for now because I have no idea what the type is. So we're gonna call it menu action. I'm gonna make it just a normal function first, right? So menu itself is the one that can have children, that can have sub menus. So it's a children with an array. So and then it could be menu itself, or it could be another. It could be menu item. This is the children, right? And you realize there's some similarities over here. You could of course define maybe like a base menu type with all this. So the item would be base menu with maybe action, and then menu will be this one with children. Oops. And cause our menu will be menu. It's an error because wait, why is it an error? It's not assignable to menu. Oh, it's an array of menu, right? And this one will give error because it does not have any children or action. So for now, I'm gonna create function or not implemented yet. Implemented, and I'm gonna alert not feature not implemented, and action will be this. Okay, great. So here I have edit will be undo, redo, cut, and copy, right? Just add a few. Undo, redo, cut, copy. It's capital letter, right? Upper, name, and action is not implemented. View, we have show with a few more things. I feel like, okay, let's add a few more, right? So view, we have show and, okay, I'm just gonna add one, is show. Name, show. And this one has children. And the children will be formula bar grid lines formulae. Bar formulae grid lines. Grid lines formula bar formulae. Formula bar. Not implemented. I'm wasting a bit of time on setting up all this data. But I feel like I want to show everything in a live stream, so I did not write any code onto this at all in free time. Although sometimes I just feel like I want to try something, but everything you see over here, everything that we have done so far. Whoa, hold on. Everything that we have done so far is in the stream, right? Everything is in the stream. Yeah, I feel like I a bit blur. But anyway, let me take a sip. Should drink more water. Anyway, here is what we have so far. We've looped through this, but we have not done anything. There's no drop-down menu and anything at all. So here, with this, I think let's create maybe list item, right? List. Oh yeah, this style is not working anymore because menu. And then the list item over here should be display inline block. I'm gonna have the list decor style type none, and then maybe add some margin, maybe padding first, padding 4 pixels, 2 pixel, 4 pixel. Okay. Menu will be treated as HTML unless it begins with a capital letter. Okay. I think this one is because this is definitely like a bug from Svelte, but I think it's because it detects that menu, what you are importing from here menu, it thought you are trying to use this variable menu to create this element, right? So so it warns you that if you want this, if there's any variable name that matches this element name, it thought that maybe you want to create a, especially only if you're importing it, right? And then you will say maybe if you want to import it a as a component, then it should be capital letter so that it can be used as a component. Okay, so if you define normal variable, then it should be okay. So yeah, maybe I should rename should rename the data, right? So maybe as menu data. Now you see it does not want me anymore, but of course I need to change this to menu data. Okay. Anyway, so now we have our menu over here. I have a feeling that there's probably some sort of, is this a margin or padding? Margin? Right, margin. And then maybe a padding as well. Okay, maybe padding, I'm going to add maybe a little bit on the side, 8 pixels. I don't know, I'm just randomly throwing numbers over here. But anyway, now we have our name. Now we have a menu. We need to make sure that we can, um, what does it do? You have to click on it and show it, right? So if you click on it, it should show the menu. So and then you actually realize that there's only one menu at a time. And once you click on it, I mean, let's look at the behavior, right? Once you click on it, then it's in like a showing mode where if you just move your mouse around, it will always be trying to show you. Let me. When it will try to show you. So you just need to hover, and then it will show you the menu for that item, right? So you probably will have to add on click and on mouse over or hover mouse over, right? And then you will select that as the item. And once you click on something else, then it will close it. And then when you try to mouse over anything, have no um, effect at all. So okay, so here probably we'll have to add two things, right? On mouse over. No, I'm just gonna, I don't know, put it like this first. And then we also need on click like this first. And then here, first of all, there's a mode of like there's a state. Once you are click, you're in, and then it's like a showing menu, showing drop down mode, right? So I'm gonna call it show drop down mode goes to false. And then also at any point of time, there's only one menu that is showing, right? You'll notice that you can't make two menus show at the same time. So it probably will be like a variable that just controls, and then when the variable is true, then only that variable um that thing is showing, right? So I'm gonna call the menu showing man, menu currently showing, right? Equals to now for now. Okay, so right now it's nothing. So which means when I click, I'm gonna say menu currently showing. I have to update it to the name. I don't know whether it should be a name. I don't know what should I put it here. I feel like it will be easier if I just show like a children. I'll just pass in a children, and then somewhere I'm just gonna show that children. And then here I am going to also say show drop down mode equals to true. Okay. And here on mouse over, if show drop down mode is true, then I'm going to say menu currently showing is this one. Okay. Let's see. Oh no, I need to put it somewhere first. This one, the stringify menu currently showing. Right. So here menu currently showing is now, and I click on it. It's this file, and then if I move my mouse around, it'll be changing, right? It'll be changing, and then when I oh, there's no exit, right? I need to click on something else to exit, which means that when show drop down mode is true, um, I need to listen to clicks that happens outside of this menu itself, right? Clicking anywhere else will not work. So I think it's called the click outs. I'm gonna add an action called use on click outside. Click outside. I feel like I've done this before. I'm not sure. Cell. I feel something is wrong with my monitor. It feels like it's stuck once in a while. I have no idea why. Yeah, it's stuck once in a while. Now it's quite obvious. It's something is wrong indeed. Just crashed the whole my whole Mac just restarted by itself. Um man, I feel like I can't finish it today now. Let's monitor on. Hey, okay, you're on. Let's share screen. I'm back. Here is the Google Sheets. Here, that's what we have done. Right? I feel like I've been uh hold on. So just now I was trying to look for cell and cell. It's on blur. Okay, it's okay. Then here we can on click out on click outside. We probably will have to make it a height try to unselect, right? So the reason I'm adding this action on the menu is because if I add on click, if I try to add on click on the body, um, then probably we'll have to check also whether the click itself is on the menu is or not, because if you click on the menu, set menu, you can still do, oh, I need to start my server. You click on the sub, my wrong command, no. Click on the sub menu or any menu of things, you still need to check whether you are clicking within, or else you shouldn't like hide menu on click on any place on the body, right? Something like that. So here I'm adding on the menu itself so that um, uh, I mean I could also may like bind this on some element like menu, then I can check whether my click is within this menu itself. But I could also have it as an action so that in that case uh I don't have to uh what's the word? Yeah, I will get the menu itself, right? Um Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, therefore, you could do this as well. I just feel like I can have it within um, have it within the wow. Why am I lost of words today? Okay, have it within this within just action, right? We just pack it within like the action itself. Um, and yeah, pack it within. Why am I lost of? Pack this whole thing, hold this whole logic within a action itself, so that I will just I don't have like scattered on the just both on the body as well as the menu, like two places to make like one function to work, right? Have it in within like one place itself. That's what I'm thinking, lah. But I guess it. I mean, what you are proposing works as well. I yeah. Anyway, on click outside, it's an action. Feel like can we do dynamic actions? I'm not really sure. Let me try and see whether actions can be a dynamic function. For example, can I have say uh, uh action equals to something like this, and then use action? Will it check? Whoops. Will it check if the no, it will not reapply the action. Okay. Action is not dynamic, right? Even if I like spotlight action, uh action is not dynamic. Okay, okay. Anyway, um it will be just one function, right? So here function click outside. This one, the node. Here I will have to let me see. Node that at event listener click. No, it's the document of body dot at event listener. Click. Um Yeah. Now I have to add event listeners and remember to remove the event listeners. Now I start to feel like I want to use the svelte body to handle that for me. Uh bit regret, but anyway, let's just make something work first. On click here, event, if event uh, target, um, call the node dot contains. Is it? HTML so it has to be a TypeScript first, HTML element. Right, yeah, contains whether the node is within the node that we're adding. If it's true, then we don't do anything. We do nothing. Or rather, if it's not true, then we will have to call our action. So here is the uh, callback. And here, we're going to call our callback. And here on this click outside, we will also, if this variable has changed, we also needs to, this is called the update new callback. Callback equals new callback. Okay. Anyway, now we have this action. Let's run this. So on click outside, if right now if menu is currently showing, and menu currently showing is false. No, it's now. And then show drop down mode is false as well. Okay. Showing. Okay. Yep. This one should be the now or the menu. No, I need to export it out. The menu. Right. I know it's menu and menu item, right? Uh, right. Menu. This is the menu children. Okay. So here, if I click on, I'm in the mode. If I click somewhere else, it will set back to now, and moving my cursor, um, there's no feeling at all. It's not selecting something, right? So next thing is I need to make sure that, or rather, I need to display this value nicely. Okay, let me drink some water. Next thing I need to do is to basically show this menu item in a nice presentable manner, right? So here, um, let me hide this. Next, I need to probably show a menu, and that menu, like a drop down menu, and then drop down menu itself needs to be under the menu that we are looking at, right? Itself, just now I think if you look at the Excel, this thing itself is like a position absolute on the screen, somewhere, right? I think it's either fixed or absolute. I mean, because you can't really scroll this whole Excel sheet at all. So whether it's in absolute or a fixed, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, you only scroll within like a certain portion of the screen, but like overall within this whole page, you're not scrolling. So fixed or absolute shouldn't be much different. But it could be relative as well, but and then relative a bit hard. I mean, relative. If you use position and relative, then you will still contain space with itself. You'll be have a space within the whole document flow. But this is more of like out of the flow. It's like standalone something itself. So probably it's like more of a absolute or fixed. And I probably will go for an absolute. So gonna have a position absolute something, and then show um, the item, right? So first is we create absolute position absolute of something, showing the content, and then figure out where to put this content under, right? So it will be either under here or under the edit, under view and insert format or something like that, right? So it has to be under something. So let's make the drop down menu first, right? So here we call it drop down over here. Um, yeah, because later on, if you go again here, you have another drop down. So like there's like a sub drop down. So I'm gonna make it as a separate component. Here in this component, I'll probably will take in menu child, right? Menu child. So here, maybe wrap it under a div first, and the div itself, as I said, position absolute. Maybe let me color it with like white color so that it stands out. And when it's on top of something, you see a background color, or else it will be like just text floating on the screen covering, and then you can see through and see the things underneath, right? So let's add some background. And usually this kind of thing, if you look at it, there's like some sort of like a border, right? Maybe like border, either like a border or maybe like a shadow, right? So maybe I'm gonna go with a shadow. Um, I never remember all this, but I'm gonna randomly type up some value first and then see how it works. Um, and okay, so here with our menu child, gonna be each menu child as two menu item. Here again, we are going to have the each of the menu, right? So here it's either the menu item, the name. Okay, I think it's either name or children, right? So here I'm gonna just put name for now. Oh, hold on. Let me add menu. And this is the list item. Okay, so here I'm gonna import my drop down. And here, if I have the menu currently showing, then I'm gonna show my drop down, and I'm gonna pass in the menu child. Menu currently showing. See how it feels and looks like. If I click on, okay, let me refresh. Something is wrong. Just warnings. Is there any error? Import path cannot end with a TS. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I think probably just now it mixed up with the normal import and the type imports, and I need to define it as a type so that it knows that it's not an actual file, and you so that I don't know, like it will be removed correctly, and then you will not trying to import these things from the file itself. Anyway, here if I hover, kind of works. Um, Style is not that nice. The Let's see. Let me just quickly make some change to make the style look nicer. Menu padding 0, margin 0, and then the list item, list style type none. I think should be okay. Maybe add some padding, 4 pixel, 8 pixel. Okay. Now we just need to figure out where to put it, like in terms of the position itself. I feel like we need some sort of minimum width, right? Min width is the 100 pixel. Yeah, it feels more natural rather than like a very narrow menu, right? Maybe like make it 180 pixel. Okay, more like it, more like it. Maybe we have a max width of 100 or maybe 80 view width, so that when it's small, it's not it won't go too big, right? If your screen is less than 180 pixel, I'm not sure like what screen is that so thin, but at least it's still visible. It's still not like overgrown. And then yeah, the positioning, right? So for the positioning, first of all, I think there's no hover state. The style looks a bit ugly. Let's quickly add some hover state. So um, when you hover on top of it, maybe you change some background color to say a very very light gray. So it's be like 000 is like a black color, and then like the opacity maybe we drop down to maybe, I don't know. I can't come out names out of the air, but just say 2 and see how it feels. It's very, very dark. Maybe just 1. Well, much better. And same thing goes with the menu over here as well. List hover. So maybe same color. I think I'll just right? Okay, okay. Now here, okay, okay. So now here, we need to place it in the right place, right? So we probably will have to find out where relative to um where in relative to the place that we want to have the menu, right? So here probably we want to have it under the file, under edit, like align itself with the edit, align itself with the file, align itself with the view, align itself with the inserts. So we probably have to find the element, the file for this list item, and then we find the bounding rectangle and find the left position, and then we uh uh edit, right? Let's see. Try adding position try adding position relative to the list item. Okay. I think in that case, the drop down menu should be placed within the list item, right? For example, if my style is uh, position relative, right, then here, so anything within itself will relative to this list item. So if I try to edit over here, then it'll be relative. Like although we have too many of them, um, like maybe like currently showing is the or it's the name itself, right? Okay, maybe we store the name, and then if it's currently showing is the name itself, and this is the children, right? Okay, okay, that kind of works. Um, so we have it, we have the drop down right within the list item itself, right? Um, I think the only downside is that um, the only downside is that if I think position relative, and then if you add some Z index or something, then you may cover um, it does not have a standalone like the Z index of the stacking context of this drop down menu itself will be really dependent on the list item itself, and the menu and all its parents. One of it adds a stacking menu, stacking context, then it will be within the parent self and may not be able to be, if like the cell itself also, like if the shit down here also have a higher stacking context, something like this. Let me show you, right? So like top bar, and then we have the sheet, right? And then here we have our menu. Here we have a list item. Here we have a drop down. Yeah, I think we can leave this as a future problem, but here we have something that looks like this. Then, which means that if here, if I have like position relative and Z index 1, um, so this creates a new stacking context, right? So meaning like the drop down, however high the Z index it is still stacked within the top bar stacking context, right? And if here, in this level, here maybe something else, like a cell has a Z index that is like maybe 2, then this and this within the same stacking context, and then this has a higher Z index, then this will be always be on top of the anything that is being added within under the top bar, right? Including a drop down menu. So I think this is something that we probably will have to figure out later on because either whether I edit here or edit outside here is still within the top bar itself. So still will have the same problem. But I think for now, this is a quick way to just show something. Hey, hold on. Why this? Oh, wait. If I show something, then quickly, easily to able to place right beside the menu. It's not that nice in terms of style, but I think it's working. So here, let me look at what's the error over here. What's this warning? So this depends on the position relative, right? So if I don't have position relative, then I mean, it depends on the relative and the position absolute, right? So if it's relative, then it creates a position like relatively position, and a, it creates a position element over here as a parent of drop down. So when you have position absolute, you'll find the nearest element, the nearest parent element that has the position being set other than like static, and you will the absolute will be relative to the to the list item over here, right? So here, if I say drop down, this absolute top is like 100 pixel, and width is left is 0 pixel. Then um then it is like, where does it relative to, right? So here you see that it's relative to the screen, because none of its parent has a position, set a position. But if I go to the list item over here and set position relative, then the parent itself, then now the nearest parent that has a position will be actually the list item, so it will be relative to the list item. So here, of course, I'm not gonna be of course, I'm not the one to add 100 pixel, but rather than, wait, this will cover it up. I think the 100%, right? Yeah, 100% of the parent. Right now, it's down here. So here I have the menu. View show again. It says like some drop down, right? That's that children. So I need to also show the children. Um, so here, the list item itself, maybe again position relative, and here I need to have um maybe self menu child equals to children, something like this. Oops, something wrong. Hold on, let's see. With children, right? So then show itself will have a children, and then the children should, okay, not like the position itself will have to be somewhere on the side, right? Hold on. I think first of all is, let's add more things to the menu so I can see what's, I can show something that's after the show as well, like freeze or maybe like zoom. Freeze action is not implemented. And then we also have zoom. Okay, here it's overlapping. We need to show it on the right. First of all, I need to add a right arrow button. So here I need some icons, right? I think I went ahead and looked for some nice icon. I found it like Fluent UI has like very nice icon set. That's for like, that is for more of like an office kind of theme. So let's see, how do I? Yeah, take a look, right? So like for example, the icons, where's uh no, okay, it's okay. Let's go for the React thing. I think they have icon styles, iconography. I found that their icons looks um they have a lot of office related kind of icons, right? Which is great. We can have like our save, download, and do I have a right caret icon? Um, we don't have to use the React version. We just need the SVG, right? So here to use the SVG, we will. How do I use the SVG? Okay, just Fluent UI system icons. Okay. Um, in SVG, see this one. Inline SVG directly. Right. So, okay. I think this is probably a package, and then I just need to import the, uh, and then you can find all the icons, right? So let me try and install this, build this, and install. Okay. Today I learned about hero icons. Um, wow, it looks great as well. Wow, feels like a lot of good quality icons nowadays. Anyway, while I'm installing, um, thanks for sharing this. While installing the dependency, I just want to share that if I mean most people here are looking at Svelte content, right? People watching this probably are trying to learn about Svelte. So here, if you learn about Svelte and you want to work with Svelte related jobs, there's this site called Svelte Jobs that you can find jobs, or you want to post any jobs related for like a Svelte position, or you want to find Svelte developer, you can always go to this website called Svelte Jobs. Yeah, I ran into um, the person who creates, like the team who creates this Svelte job portal in the Svelte Summit conference, and I realized that yeah, they are doing some good things. So I'm just gonna share this website. I'll try to drop the link if you're interested in the description as well. Anyway, I think it's why I feel like it's hold on. Am I using PMPM? Is PMPM faster? Install. Okay, probably because I'm streaming or something. It feels a bit slow. Oh, it's done. Is it done? Okay, it's done. It's done. Okay. Let's see. Let's try a. Okay, I think we can just import it somehow. Let's see whether it works. Yeah, it's always interesting to just jump on something um unprepared and figure things out in a live stream, right? So here, styles, iconography, icons. I remember I saw a carrot. Yep, angle. This one. It is. Let's see. Probably the menu itself will probably need some, it's okay. Here, right? If I have children, I need to also show some icons. So when I import icon from Fluent UI slash SVG icon slash icon slash oh English. Oh, I have over here. What do I have over here? Let's take a look. Fluent UI icons. Okay, I have all the icons now. Right, what I'm looking for is the carrot. So maybe like the carrot. I feel like it's snake case. Let's try and see whether it works. Snake case .svg. Okay, it works. Icon. Um, what is the icon? What do I have? Let's see. View first. Oh, yeah, I need to restart. Yeah, def. It's just a force of habit. I'm using Yarn. Just a force of habit. Cannot find module. This one. Um, is it not call this? Not. I think I'm quite close to it. Do I have the carrot? Wow, there's so much icon over here. Chevron checkbox carrot. Yeah, I do have a carrot, right? Oh, okay, I need this. It's not called fill. It's called solid. It's called fill, and then there's size. So I'm gonna probably try like 12. Okay, see what does it look like. File name. Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, the vid will treat it as a file, so I need to use it as part of my image source. I have this carrot. I saw like 16, right? A bit bigger. So here I need to, of course, style it nicely in a list. I can use display, maybe like a flex. Then align item center. Then for the here maybe I add a span name, and then I can style my span to be flex 1. I push the arrow all the way to the right, and then here when I click on, oh no, wait, when I hover on something, I need to show my sub children as well, right? Let's see, how should I do this? So I click show sub children, and then when I move, okay, again, like since the way we design, the way that we write, we actually have, yeah, I mean, okay, what happened? Okay. So, anyway, so the way that we write, our drop down is that there's there's multiple drop-down menus out there, right? There's like the drop-down menu, like there's one out of each menu because it's added within the for each loop, right? There's one drop-down for each within that you created in each loop, and then the only one that shows is the one that's currently showing, right? So one thing is that it's great because now within a drop down I can show more things, and when I move to our other menu, then the whole drop down will be destroyed. Then I don't have to take care or know when I need to destroy um, my children, right? Yeah, so I just take care of adding stuff. So over here, so actually I will have a similar logic as well. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but then not sure how I can um, refactor it yet. But here I'm gonna add the menu currently showing as well. Okay, and then whenever I hover onto one of the items, mouse over, the menu currently showing should be giving the children. Oh, actually, it's the same thing. This is again. I think we were using string over here, right? Because we're just assigning it to string, um, assigning it to string. So here I'm gonna call it. It should be just string. Maybe I don't need to import this. Anyway, lang TypeScript so that I can write types. And here we're gonna show this, and then here if menu currently showing is equals to the name, and I'm gonna show this. Okay. So here view show. If I hover something else, it will disappear. But of course the placement is a bit wrong. So list over here is for, again, we have position relative, and then itself is position absolute. So we just need to figure out like what's the position absolute to. Um, here I feel like one quick way is we could add a maybe style. I'm not sure whether this works. So I'm gonna say maybe like a position, like 0 left position 100%. Not sure whether like this would work for cells, but let's try. Var, this one, top position, default is 100 pixel. We'll just keep it for now. Var, this one is the left position, 0, the default. See? Oh, it works. Okay, so we use CSS variables to decide the left and the right position, and then we pass it into ourselves so that here we will just use that value out of it, right? So by default, in the menu bar, when we pass a drop down, we didn't specify anything, then it will be shown as 100% and left at 0. We can actually pass it in so that we don't need any fallback. 100% and 0, right? So here I'm gonna say this one is the 100% and 0. So here, this still works, and then here I have my um, children, right? Here again, yeah, that's great. Unbelievable, we managed to do this. Um, yeah. So now since we've added icons, images, so I think we should figure out some icons as well. Um, Here in our menu, we have defined the type called icon, right? So here in our new, what's the name of the icon for new? Let's see. Let's make it nice, right? If you have icons, uh, this is hard to find, especially it's not. Um, let's see. Import new icon from Fluent UI SVG icons, and then new. It's not suggesting anything for me, man. It's not suggesting this. What is it going to be called? New. Oh wait, SVG icons new. Then the name maybe is a bit different, right? New file. Um, okay, I think it's called use the new folder icon, new folder. So it should be new, right? N starts with N. MN, OPMN. This is bad. E, no. New. Okay, new. What's the difference? Man, I can't tell the difference. No. New icon. Oh shit. Now you're watching me just scrolling and finding icons. In the, new. 16 regular. 16 regular VG. Okay. New icon. Icon is called new icon. And with icons, then we're going to add some icons over here, right? So here's pen source icon. If you have icon, if icon, if icon. Let's see how it looks like. What is this? This icon feels weird. Interesting. So is it something else? Documents. And no, document one page, document mention, document edit, copy, add. Okay, document add 16. Maybe it's this one. Document add 16. Fill. What's the naming convention? All of this? No idea. This icon doesn't feel being applied. Feels like the same icon for some reason. Oh no. It's not here. It should be here. Okay, this makes sense. Yeah, this looks cool. So now we have to do it for all the rest of the icons. This is bad. Let me quickly turn on less. Can I go into the new modules? Fluent UI SVG icons. Gonna use some. It's not helping much, but probably will use command line to search for icons, right? For example, list for copy. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna use the document copy. So all of them I'm gonna use 16, size 16. Okay, so here 16 field. Yeah. Okay. And then what else do I have? Undo and redo. Okay. This is nice. Undo. Redo. I'm guessing it's the same name. So here I'm gonna in here. Cut. Okay. Size 20. Will it be a bit too big? Cut. Save this for now and see how it looks like. Okay. Feels a bit different from the one that I see over here. Or is it the same? Cut. It's slightly the same. Interesting. You have like a Caesar kind of things over here. Okay. I mean, kind of works. We have our menu. We have hold on. Where's the icon over here? Oh, that's the one that I deleted. No. Right, save. The icon. Okay, okay. This is the right icon. Okay, okay. I think now it's more of like trying to slowly go through the trouble of finding all the icons and um, make it look nice one by one, right? And with them, we probably will able to do some nice undo, redo, copy paste kind of features. Okay, um, yeah, that is some elbow grease work that we'll have to do. But before that, let's think a bit on whether any way we can improve on this way of writing, because all the icons are on top and all the things are like below, and then we kind of have to name our icons some way. Maybe you can have a function that imports this. Let's see whether that works. Import icon, icon name. See, maybe I can return a dynamic import from here instead. This one, I'm gonna use the. I'm not sure whether this works in bits. So here, I will look through all the icons, and then based on the icon name, I'll give me the correct icon. So here, say the cut icon would be this one, right? Cut 20 field. Import icon. This returns me a promise rather than just a string. Okay, but nonetheless, yeah, this we have problem, right? Um, let's see whether Vite, not VidCon, but Vite has any way to import. Um, stuff. Importing asset as URL. Glob import. Like an eager glob import. Yeah, I feel like this may be something I'm looking for. So here, call it icons. Star. Right. And then, okay, not sure what's then. Icons. Let's see what do we have. Icons will be. Wait, hold on. Let me print out icons. Oops. I just crash. Beat. Takes a while. Wait more. I think it's ready. So let's refresh. Error. Invalid glob. Resolve must start with slash or not slash. Cannot glob into. Is it because you cannot glob into the node modules folder? Let's see. It's okay. We'll figure it out. So here, let's try and see. I'm not sure. I never done this before. 1 level 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. This one later on. Here. One unknown file extension SVG. Okay, we actually have it. We actually have the object out, and then we can actually get each of the path, I think. Okay, I'm not sure what's this thing. Try again. Not doing this. Here I'm gonna say icons. Icons. Feel like I've no idea what I'm getting myself into this rabbit hole, but that is, I think. Is it working? I just trying very hard to find things for me. Okay, I think it's work. On something broke. Okay, I can find my cards icon, right? But this one I did not use the imports directly, but go through a hassle of trying to go through a meta glob, get an object, and then use the icons use it as a dictionary, and then find things over here. Um, the reason I'm doing so is that I'm just trying to see whether I'm just trying to try and explore bits to see whether I could, instead of like having all the imports on top and then have the imports below, um, uh, as just filling up the names, right? Because I could also write something like this, over here. Then this makes it a promise, right? Maybe there's a way that it's not a promise import, dynamic imports. No, maybe there's a way to make it a not make it not a promise import, right? What I want is more of like I want to import something and then make it just a static import. I mean, traditionally I could use like require. This would work, but I'm not sure whether this works with bits. Let's see. Oop. I think it's slow because every time when I do this, oh, I have problems. Right. Import requires not defined. Right. And if I try to write import over here, right besides everything, then I have a problem, which is now then this is a promise, it's not a string. I'll have to wait for the string to resolve and then show the icon. Then, which means that I'll have to use a name, like a normal import at the top over here, list out all the names, the icon names, and then, uh, yeah, and then have to name them in certain names, right? Um, is there other way? I'm not sure. Let's see. What are the other things? It's not other files that you can import. It's just the SVG files that you can import, and then that's it. Um, yeah, I guess like doing the meta glob thing, and then use like the goal of doing this was that so that I can have a function called import icon, or like icon with a string, like a name as a string. Then I can actually look it up, look like return this, um, and then like piece out the names like this. Here, icons, so that I can have a function called icon, and then this gives me the field, right? So that I don't have to write import, and then like I don't have to name a variable or anything. I don't have to have the imports on top. I can just do this, and then it should work. It is working, but this is a bit ugly. This I'm not sure what's the workaround for this one. Can I just do no modules like this? Not sure whether it works. It does not yell at me. Try refresh. Looks like it's working. I'm not sure. It's not yelling at me right now. But definitely something is wrong. Inspect. Nothing's wrong. But yeah, it is working. It is working. bit confused. Okay, so let me try and see if I try to remove this tree and do icon, and here I can have my right this way. I refresh. Hopefully I'm using the icon from this function. Then come sometimes it's not showing an icon because probably it takes time to import. And then sometimes it's like, I don't know, is there like some sort of bug here? Okay, it is working. Right. I guess it works. I mean, now I don't have to import all the icons at the top. I could just say something like this icon and a name, and it's more uh, easier to reason with over here in the icon. Like we don't have to have a list of all the variable names on top. Yeah, but then you have to write something like this, which is a bit ugly. Um, if you hide it somewhere, maybe it feels better. Anyway, where's my copy? Let me copy. Oh, this is the, yeah, I think right now we are spending quite some time on worrying on something that is um maybe not as important. But anyway, we managed to do like a menu, and sometimes the icon is not showing. I'm not sure like for what reason. Maybe it just takes some time to show up. But here we have some icons nicely showing, and then we have our some menus over here. So the next thing is we probably will have to, as I mentioned, go through each of everyone. I will go through each of them, find the respective icons and update the menu list over here, so that next time round when we see, you can see all the menus, right? Of course, it's not working yet because none of this, when you click on it, has no feature as at all. Of course, we can quickly add that in. Say for example, on click, we should do the action, right? Action is over here. Um, this level does not have anything. Let's just add it in the, yeah, right? No, yeah, drop down. Okay, right? So here, when you click on any of them, it says feature not implemented, right? That's our action. So that's something we need to do to add them in, right? Yeah. So I think I'm not sure whether this live stream is a productive one, but we managed to show some basic menu and some nice icons to it. So let me go through some of the uh, comments, some chat. Yeah, carbon design icons. Yes, try those out as well. Carbon design icon. Great for tech and office stuff. Look interesting. Yeah, somehow I wasn't really didn't really know a lot of icons. Um, and I just happened to stumble upon the Microsoft version. But I think this looks nice, quite nice as well. Um, let's see. I want to use Svelte, but I'm familiar with CSS, JS, like stitches and emotion that I find difficult to switch back to the class system. Um, I'm not very familiar with the library itself, like CSS in JavaScript. But what is the things that uh, in particular that you wanna like generate the CSS class? I'm not sure that I probably will look at it and see whether I can, if I know enough to make a video out of it, right? Yeah, but then um, if it's really related to like creating like some CSS, custom CSS classes, then you can still use those class and apply to your elements. But if it's more of like those libraries that, say for example, emotion style components that generates like React components, um, then those things don't work, right? Because you will have to create, I mean, like create a React component for like a style elements, then those things wouldn't work. But emotion and stitches, I'm not even really look into it. I'm not sure how. But if it's just generating some CSS classes, then you can actually apply them with class with in Svelte. Yeah. So if you want to look, and also if you want to apply from like some um, custom CSS properties, I think you can add those things with style attribute or like class attributes as well, right? Anyway, I think we've been talking for quite a while. I know we just did some like menu. Doesn't seem a lot, but that's what we can do within a week. So next week, what I'm thinking is I will be coming back to the editing kind of feature of the cell. Namely, like you see that if I try to type more, it does not feel nice, right? It should grow a little bit so that I can see what I'm typing, and then also over here, you should see like a formula and then like a what you are typing over here, right? This should also show you the formula, right? For example, if I do equals 123, then here should show me the raw formula and here it should show me the display value, right? So that's something we will try to work on in the next Svelte weekend. Okay, so that's it for this week. So we're gonna see you the next week. Bye bye.